This is my audience. Let's do some math. According to researchers from mentalhealth.net, there are 7 billion people on planet Earth, and 1% of 7 billion is 7 million. 1% of the population is diagnosed with schizophrenia. This means that roughly 7 million people have schizophrenia, and 3.2 million of these 7 million people live right here in the United States. Have you ever been laying in bed and started to become paranoid for no particular reason? Perhaps you thought you saw some movement in the darkness, or maybe you heard a noise and you weren't sure where it came from. This intense feeling of paranoia and hysteria is what paranoid schizophrenics feel nearly constantly. I've been studying and researching schizophrenia for as long as I can remember. I'm a psychology major and will graduate with my associate's degree in psychology in May. Mental illness also runs in my family, so ever since my early childhood, I've always tried to learn more about mental illnesses, and schizophrenia happens to be a mental illness that particularly interests me because of its incredibly unique symptoms and history. Today, I'm going to be telling you about the symptoms and history of schizophrenia, as well as well-known individuals who have schizophrenia and have accomplished amazing things. The term schizophrenia was coined less than 100 years ago, but it is believed to have been going on all throughout history, according to schizophrenia.com. Schizophrenia was first identified as a mental disorder in 1887. During this time, people knew very little about schizophrenia and called it dementia praecox. A Swiss psychologist coined the term schizophrenia in 1911. So the term has only had its name for about 110 years, so it hasn't been around for that long. In Greek, schizo means split and phren means mind, so schizophrenia quite literally means split mind. Throughout the years, psychologists began developing a list of symptoms for schizophrenia. There are four types of schizophrenia, and the symptoms can vary for each type. The four types of schizophrenia are paranoid schizophrenia, disorganized schizophrenia, catatonic schizophrenia, and residual schizophrenia, according to psychcentral.com. Paranoid schizophrenics are extremely suspicious or grandiose. Disorganized schizophrenics may not have delusions but are typically incoherent. Catatonic schizophrenics are usually withdrawn and negative and are known for their unusual posture. Residual schizophrenics usually have no motivation in life, but they do not have delusions. In order to be diagnosed with schizophrenia, a person must have 2 of the 4 positive symptoms of schizophrenia and all 3 of the negative symptoms. The 4 positive symptoms a person can have are agitation, delusions, disorganized thinking, and hallucinations. The 3 negative symptoms are affective flattening, which is a diminished range of emotions, alokia, which are short, empty responses, and the inability to complete goals. While these symptoms may be seen as an obstacle, there are many schizophrenics who have accomplished amazing things, and you have probably even heard a few of their names. Well-known musicians, mathematicians, actors, and even psychologists have been diagnosed with schizophrenia, according to onlinepsychologydegrees.org. Daryl Hammond, who is known for being an actor and comedian and also being the longest-standing actor on the popular television show Saturday Night Live, was diagnosed with schizophrenia in his early childhood. Vincent van Gogh was a world-renowned artist, and though schizophrenia had not been identified as a mental disorder during his time period, his eccentric personality and multiple psychotic breaks leading to his suicide led 150 doctors to hypothesize a diagnosis of schizophrenia. John Nash was an American mathematician. He had many recognitions for his mathematical theories, and the movie A Beautiful Mind was made to document his experiences with schizophrenia, and it won many awards too. Rufus May was a British clinical psychologist. He used his experiences with schizophrenia to help others cope with the illness. Many people may not know this, but Albert Einstein's son was actually schizophrenic. His name was Edward Einstein, and Edward was extremely intelligent and successful in his education, but he spent a lot of time in an asylum, and unfortunately he died in an asylum at age 55. His family lineage has been used to raise awareness to schizophrenia. Today, I have told you about the symptoms and history of schizophrenia, as well as incredible schizophrenics who have made amazing accomplishments. Thank you all so much for listening to my speech, and I hope that each of you has learned a lot about schizophrenia.